Hey gang, Dallas here from Privateer Press. Last week on P3 Presents, we painted the blue color, the blue metallic color, found on your guard models. This week, we're going to be painting the boiler black that you can see on your guard models, and it actually makes a good color for many things. So let's get started. As you can see, I've already base coated this shoulder with boiler black. And I'm going to shade it. And by the way, good morning everybody. This is P3 Presents Live. So not quite as formal as P3 Presents. Not quite as laid back as Get Your Paint On, but a little bit in between. And with me today is Mr. John Swinkles.
Good morning.
Good morning. So as I said, we got our boiler black base coated on the shoulder here. As you can see it, it's a nice dull metallic color. And people have been asking a lot about this. So I'm going to shade this. And what I'm going to use for a shade is a mix of Thamar black and coal black. I'm going to paint this on the undersides here. I'm just going to start building this in. Maybe put a little right here. And I'm going to two brush this out. Get that nice gradient across that metal. The coal black adds a little bit of blue to this. Also, it lightens it up so we can do a second shade with some pure Thamar black to really bring our color together. And if the light's coming this way, let's go ahead and put a little shade right here. And how is everybody today? Hopefully everybody's ready for the weekend. John, you got big plans for the weekend?
No, I'm going to relax because Gen Con is next week.
Gen Con is next week. Hopefully we see some people there at Gen Con that's watching the stream.
And Llama Juice, no, I do still not have a soundboard. Or a Schick Muppet.
And never
People
will.
can redeem themselves by bringing me a Schick Muppet to Gen Con.
Things you'll never own.
Dark.
I mean, if you own it, then you won't want.
Is there a particular color between the Thamar black and the coal black that you favored in the mix? I know you hate ratios because it's always about playing, but is there anything you leaned more towards?
Leaning more toward the black. It's pretty much 50-50 though. Pretty much 50-50. It looks like I got a little hair in there. Let's pull that out. I have to reblend over that, smooth that area out. And that's fine and dandy. Alright, I'm so sorry. My brushes was hitting my microphone. Let's put a little shade up here on top.
And while we can't see the top, obviously, I assume you're basically doing the same process. You're just applying a little bit and then blending it out for the gradient.
Just blending it out for that gradient and that nice shapes, bringing in those shapes, creating volume in the miniature.
So what I just realized is that you've got the base layer of boiler black, and then you have a mix of Thamar black and coal black. This is the most metal miniature ever.
Oh yeah.
3 levels of black.
There's 3 levels of black. And we're gonna do another level here in just a moment.
And that's why they won't buy me a soundboard. I'm too metal.
Let's put a little bit right over here. All right, that feels pretty good there. I'm gonna put some on the top of this because then you can see. Let's flip this guy upside down. Whoop. This is not perfect up here.
perfection is the enemy of good enough.
Yeah, it's true.
Perfection is also usually the enemy of done.
My favorite color.
Is done.
Okay, we're going to let that dry. I'm going to pull out a little Thamar black onto my palette. We're going to do final shade with just pure Thamar black. I'm just going to let that dry. I was trying to speed up the process. We got good questions. Not really, not yet. Ask questions.
We have Dane. We've got Saber. I'm not sure how to say her name. Is it Sabra?
Sabra December. Wrath of Man.
Llama Juice.
I'm not alive.
Striker, who is always welcome, hangs out a lot.
Okay.
So last week we did the metallic on the front of his his chest nose cone, whatever you want to call it.
We did this blue metallic color.
Yeah, and I like the blue because it's really subtle. People probably can't super see it right now unless you hold your hand over the model. Let me see if that
Does that help?
Not really. Oh well, it's super subtle anyway. You can kind of see it in the highlight over on the right hand side. Anyway.
It's blue metallic.
This time we're doing the black metallics. Any idea what we're going to do? Anything special at Gen Con or after that you're thinking?
Well, I know what I'm taking to Gen Con.
What are you taking to Gen Con?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say yet.
Well, you're taking your conversion, right? You're going to work on her a little bit, yes?
Maybe. She's pretty fragile. I don't know if I want to pack her.
Okay.
The Harbinger. Mm-hmm. She's pretty fragile. But I'll definitely be painting some cool stuff, hopefully, that people enjoy seeing.
Well, at the very least, I'll enjoy seeing it.
All right, this is Thamar black. I'm painting this little line.
Mm-hmm. Like getting in the super deep areas to make sure everything else pops.
Mm-hmm. We're going to put a little bit in that deep corner right there. Just to deepen that corner. A little bit right down here.
Some folks may normally join us every once in a while on Facebook for these as well, but unfortunately Facebook Live is arguing with me today, so Twitch only today.
Twitch only.
It'll be up on YouTube later, though.
I mean, so speaking of Gen Con and what I'm painting, I may have some monsters with me.
Some monsters?
Some monsters?
You know, I still have no monsters.
Yeah. I might have some monsters that no one's really seen yet. With me at Gen Con. To be painting, to show off. Build up that super hype. Like we are wont to do.
Wrath of Man 2. I've never met Wrath of Man 1 other than, Menoth. He has a lot of wrath, but he's the creator, man. Oh, it kind of works. He says, bring on the monsters.
Well, hopefully you like the monsters I bring.
Bring them we shall.
I wonder how many I should bring.
As many as you feel like.
I kind of want to bring my Defender X conversion, but I don't know if I have time to actually work on him.
Don't you decide what you do?
I mean, kind of, but I want to show off all that's the problem right now. It's
there's too many things you want to show.
Yeah, it's I'm going through the studio and I'm like, oh, what should I take to Gen Con? And I'm like, oh, this would be cool. 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 And then I'm like, I got 8 things on my desk. I'm like, I can't do all this.
Let's go with monsters. Everybody likes monsters.
Definitely monsters will be.
Giant monsters, giant robots.
Will be at Gen Con.
It's a good thing we make games that have those.
It's like our speciality.
It's kind of what we do.
It's like, do you like robots and monsters? Play War Machine Hordes. Do you like robots and monsters? Play Monster Apocalypse.
Do you like robots and monsters? Play any of the IKRPG stuff.
Oh my gosh, yes. I want to play a Monster Hunter in an IKRPG.
Somebody call who makes that? Capcom?
Yeah.
Somebody get on that.
I just want to travel around and collect monster bits of different IK monsters.
Oh my god, I would be so happy.
This is like the Victor Pindrake game. All right, so there's my shade. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to do a little bit more. Now I'm two brush blending. You don't have to two brush blend. You can always layer or do whatever you want.
I've been working on mine. I still need to practice a lot more.
And that's what it's about. This is about practicing. It's not about being perfect. It's about practicing. I'm still practicing. In my mind, I'm still practicing.
Learning.
Still plenty for me to learn. All right, that's nice and dark. That is some black metal. So I'm going to mix up my highlight color. Now my highlight color is a simple mix.
I like my coffee like I like my metal.
Black, but with just a splash of creamer.
Just a touch.
So I'm going to make another semi-metallic color here. I'm going to go about 2-to-1 cold steel and iron hole. And what this does is the cold steel and the iron hole mixes together. It keeps it metallic, but it dulls it down.
So iron hole and what else?
Cold steel.
Cold steel.
And it's about 2 parts cold steel, 1 part iron hole.
And again, those ratios are always rough. You got to play with it.
It's pretty rough, and it all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And you might not like the 2-to-1. You might want a 1-to-1. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you a guide, and then you're going to create some art on your own. So I'm going to flip them up. This is always the awkward part here. So we're going to go like this. And we're just going to barely blend this. This is just barely.
Scooch away from the camera just a skosh. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, this is awkward.
I believe in you.
So this is just going to be just a very slight blend along the edge there, just to soften the edge.
And my swatch is still missing for iron hole gray. So cold steel and iron hole gray. Man, that's noticeable like immediately, but not jarring.
It's not jarring,
it.
yeah.
I like it.
Very well. I mean, that's because of the semi-metallic nature of all the other colors, right? It doesn't take much to bring that highlight up. Yeah, look at that. So tasty.
Two brush blending. The secret ingredient is spit.
Gross. Some people don't like it. Predator Press does not endorse putting paint in your mouth.
No,
Dallas
we
does.
don't. It's a thing Dallas do.
I'm a loose cannon.
So, Rathman actually asked about that. What would you sub for that if you had to? Like glaze medium, posits, or...
To be perfectly honest, nothing really works like it. So, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I haven't found anything. Water just doesn't have the right consistency. You could probably use some kind of mixing or glazing medium and get close-ish.
Spit in a cup.
Gross.
Maybe you don't want to lick the brush.
Mm-hmm.
And see, by blending that a little bit, what I can do is I can actually create a sharper
You
line.
might have to come down just
Sorry.
a skosh. There we go.
I got an odd
little
shape.
lower.
I got an odd shape.
Yep.
So what I can actually do is I can create a sharper line by kind of painting a broad line,
Yeah.
and then using that brush, I kind of push that up to the edge, and I get a actually much sharper line.
So kind of the
Whoops.
opposite of the two brush blending. You're kind of you're reducing its footprint instead of spreading it out.
Yeah.
You're kind of repelling it away from the center of the space, and just that's cool. I would have never thought to try that.
Well, it finally broke.
Oh,
My paint cap finally broke. That's a thing that happened just now, ladies and gentlemen.
It'll be all right.
Good thing we're almost done.
Yeah, it's kind of a short one today. Just going over the semi-metallic black and then some highlights.
This is why P3 Presents gets cut and edited.
And normal P3 Presents videos will be returning shortly. We're just in the middle of a kind of a mid-season break while we deal with Gen Con and moving equipment around and all that other kind of good stuff. And super secret stuff that Tony's working on.
Tony's working on super secret stuff, and it's making me real jealous because that means we can't make a full P3 Presents. But so we compromised and we're doing this. And I think it's working out. Hopefully other people are enjoying this format for now.
Because wherever possible, we don't believe in going a Friday without Dallas time. Or Brendan.
Dallas or Brendan, depending. Brendan's not here today. Slacker.
What is he doing that he gets to leave?
I don't know. Slacking. Just put a little highlight down there.
So that's one of the things that like took me a really long time to notice is I used to never really highlight very much down under stuff like that. Like that's kind of under his shoulder. So I'm like, oh, that's in shadow. That's not true. There's always like either a little bit of a reflection or even like,
There's like a little
those
bounce
points. And it has way more depth than just leaving it black.
So you can see that there. Now, what I would normally do here, and what we would do in a P3 Presents video, I would go, this would be like, now I finished this step. Now onto the next step. And you get the whoosh. And then we come back and I'd say, so I've already dull coated the model. So I would dull coat the model. And what that does is reduce a lot of the shine that's coming back. And then I'm going to pick out the shine. And this is my favorite trick. So if you look at metals in the real world, all metal is not, when you look at metal, it's not all just like super reflective back in your face. There's a lot of black and a lot of non-shiny parts of metal. So by reducing some of the shine and then coming back with a super shiny metal, giving that final pop, that's how you get that super metalosity that we love so much.
Metalosity! Yeah.
So I would dull coat this, and then I'm coming back with cold steel, and I'm just going to put in just some very small highlights, and this will just increase the overall zing and pop and shimmers.
Shing, shing, gleam.
Cling! And that's it. That's boiler black. That's boiler black in a nutshell. And there's multiple recipes. So if you catch me at a show, you might be seeing me paint with boiler black. I might be doing something else. Like I've tried putting in Umbra Lumber into it, Exile Blue. Like there's all kinds of different colors.
Oh, Exile Blue.
Dude, Exile Blue over boiler
Yeah.
black looks really great. So there's different ways to approach it, but this is the way we do it on the guard. And as you can see, it just brings out that whole super dynamic metal look.
It's muted, but it still looks like like a chunk of steel.
Yeah, it looks like a big slab of like blackened metal.
Aircraft metal. Military grade hardware.
Look to the sky. And with that, we're done.
Yeah. So, like I said, short one today. Just a quick tip on getting that like that subtle black on metallics onto your models. Make sure to check in on us at Gen Con. Come say hi. We want to hang out. We have many wonderful things to show you.
We have lots of cool things to show you.
In the meantime, if you want to get that sweet, sweet Brew Garage and you cannot make it to Gen Con, 2nd through the 5th, he will be available at store.privateerpress.com. So you can still get him. Because he's dope. Alrighty. Any parting thoughts, Dallas, before we take off and blast off into the future?
To the future. So with that, our boiler black is complete. And now you too can have a boilerific black day. See, this is why we write stuff and film it. Thanks for joining. Be sure to subscribe for more in this series and additional information on the P3 Hobby Line.
Bounce,
Look, I'm Defender X. Defender X, what's going on? Hey, I'm here to save you. Bam.